and I hope that they've been able to fix that in the
big
last
game.
week.
Full sense on defense. KRX
Piss around of a Lotus. It is full sense
changing their roster once again.
So
Armies is in, Young is out.
To dictate how this round starts off.
on attack.
And that's where you want to think about how the composition switch up can come into play as well. Already taking a lot of early space out towards B. That's going to pull some attention from full sense, possibly away. But quite happy with how they've taken C mound control for now. KRX happy to avoid that completely.
Yeah, a bit of a push over towards that A site for now for KRX. That dark cover probably giving that away a little bit. It's a little bit telegraphed. Perry's obviously also been able to push outside of C. So information starting to come through here for full sense, and they are pre-rotating.
Cool.
Look at this wall up towards tree, though, and that's going to be something that really slows down KRX on the attack.
Yeah, it actually cuts freeing off. He luckily has a little pocket of safety to play in, but he's
got wrecked by that nade, and that is straight through smoke.
To start this round off, and so already for full sense, it's
starting
to get a little bit awkward. Hyunmin into the picture. KIWOOM for a good trade has been a real key for his team throughout the regular season, but for full sense, this has kind of fallen to bits and made no sense until maybe Primi comes into play. He has been the X factor for this team. Can he do it again? A 4v1 is a really tough ask, but started it well. There's a chance at another 1v1.
Kind of isolated the ones there, not too bad.
Hold on a minute.
Nice from KRX.
Not going to be the case this time. KRX
good amount of pressure everywhere, to be honest.
That's just lovely to see. I mean, you were absolutely bang on when you said this makes no sense because the composition, the setup, it looked pretty darn good. Slows everything down, but unfortunately the shot somehow KRX just off of slight timing, still able to spring forward. And look at this headshot angle as well with how Hyunmin's able to play underneath it. Makes it so difficult for full sense.
Is it possible that teams know what the neon nerf is? I don't think they'll know what it is, but they probably got a heads up about it.
So the compositions, well, we'll kind of leave that to a further discussion for now.
I can't imagine it would have been too much of a heads up.
Guiding light over the top, going to slow things down for KRX, and you can see full sense really trying to.
They might have found out like last week or something.
That has worked. It has sent them back in the direction of this C site, which is where Cruz is waiting.
That was his one flash, though, so a little bit unfortunate now. Quick rotations over. All 5 pistols against the full force of KRX.
Well, the pistols shot like
shots,
that, then maybe there's something in this round.
Becomes
Cruz
doable.
for the double. Leading from the front, it's a good exchange there for KIWOOM as well. You've still got the numbers as full sense, although that is starting to dissipate.
Hyunmin, what
on a bit of a
the
tear
hell
today.
were these shots?
That has historically been a real win condition for KRX as well. If Hyunmin is having a good day, well, then you can bet your bottom dollar than KRX is as well. He's already got the showstopper after 2 rounds.
Akno, appreciate the 51 mums. Long time. Thank you so much for that, man. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Who's going to be the player that shows up?
Hyunmin's been very quiet stage 1.
Or is it going to be Hyunmin? And Hyunmin in this round with the 4K after the showstopper, that's going to be already just such
nice
big
from him,
momentum
man.
for the next round. Even though they're not going to have that many guns, having lost 3, maybe 4 players in this one, it's still a big signal as to how they can continue to play out fast plays towards A.
Yeah, it's always going to be fast as you've got that showstopper
and they get the op out on this one, and they go fast with the ult.
Value out of it doesn't.
It doesn't do any damage.
Opts for the boom bot instead to try to put full sense.
That's big for full sense, and they can retake this heavy. Who do you think is the best VCT region at the moment? The best VCT region in this meta is Americas. Ask me again in like a week when we get the Neon nerf. I'll probably say Pacific.
Not able to save KIWOOM in this instance, but overall you'd say a massive win to start this round off for full sense.
Yeah, just shaving off all of these numbers, their health bar as well. Plus you got Primi onto this operator just continuing to watch out towards the back. So best they can hope for KRX is to get that spike down, build up towards ults and economy and everything else that goes along with it. And for now, just to listen for information and play together, try to isolate.
It's pretty early dark cover there from Marco. It's not really going to slow full sense down all that much. They're going to clear out tree first. We'll boot forward off the satchel, and Cruz gets the better of Bane.
Okay, actually very, very clean on this. It's one
as well.
One gun
first
rebuy.
Round on the board for full sense. Just a question of who's going to get the defuse. It will go the way of Cruz. Getting quite close to that steel garden.
Yeah, I don't really mind that. That's going to be pretty, helpful for retakes. Apart from that, it's also just how this operator comes into play as well. The initial shots, trying to work off that game sense, reading the map, coming in with, Phantom checking in towards the smokes and getting those spams in. you're able to find unsuspecting frags against your opponents. But round 3, I mean, round 3 operator.
He's giving it, standing up already. Premier can at least buy armor now on this one as well.
Even further along these info lines
big
down
pyrons.
C, where KRX will be relegated somewhere else.
Bite on C mounts, early B pressure. Dude, they're loving this at the moment. They're loving the early B. It's a nice way to handle this little BC default. Jet kind of has to dash. Jet kind of has to dash. Jet.
Ready for it.
Damn.
Dashes back out to safety.
Jet.
So
guy, so
again, a good start
he held onto his dash for so long there. He's so comfy on this age, and that makes me feel horrible. But if he's comfy, then I'm fine with it.
It's going to be a good day in the office for Full Sense. That paranoia, almost a problem for Hermes.
Pretty incredible. Just suffocating KRX off of positioning right now. If they want to end up on the B site, that kill would have done it.
Yeah, you got no Viper, so prodding over towards B becomes really strong. Gotta be careful of that angle every single time. Dude, Hyunmin is looking good. If Hyunmin actually turns up, I can get on board with this team.
And despite a good start to this round for Primi, it's the only kill in this round for Full Sense.
Yeah, not gonna lie, this is gonna have to be a save. Might not even be possible now.
I don't know if he's gonna be allowed to. Hunt's already kind of on. You can.
His aim is clean. Yeah. He's honestly one of the best aimers.
They're gonna find him eventually. It's just whether or not he finds them first.
He's got Bladestorm now, but you don't want to pull it out in this round.
Oh no. But Bladestorm available. Maybe you toss the op over, pop the Bladestorm in the next round. You could put something together.
Mate, he ain't saving this op, I'm pretty sure.
If the op goes through,
oh, what a shot.
Climbing up a bit of a storm here. He's got that dash available, so could take a cheeky peek here for another one and then just dash back out to safety. Instead, he dashes forward.
Yeah, he thought he was pushing on C.
He was kind of between a rock and a hard place because he did have Hermes behind him. Whether he went into Mako or not.
That's that checkmate.
That spike explosion was really the trouble for him, wasn't it? It just sort of obscured the vision. He couldn't really see where his opponents were coming from.
It's one of those things that just happens. Just the fact that it's planted on B means that that's like one of the only corners that you can bank yourself onto. But that's a huge loss to economy. Now Bladestorm and everything, they're trying to take control.
Yeah, and this is big. The timing from Primi round the back gets the better of Mako, and Hyunmin went down too. So KRX, they would have thought this would be an easy round. In fact, it's not.
Even onto the C side, everything.
Dude, all the teams with strong jets must be so happy about the neon there.
Layer of defense, everyone can rotate over on a dime.
Again, if it's big enough, we'll see tomorrow.
Check if there is someone else still lurking behind the smokes, and that would be Freeing, spotted out by the jump peak.
Yep. Primi kind of looks like he wants to take that fight, but electing better of it now after coughing a little bit of damage. Wall's going to be baited out. Doesn't really open much up. Dark cover's going to come through over onto C, so still going to take some time to try to clear that out. Freeing will have been spotted now. Going to try and get back out.
And gets out of there. Wait, that's huge.
And now that's a
and he causes this distraction.
Oh, uh-oh. No, no, oh, no!
4 HP, it's a little unlucky.
I have no words.
Yeah, there's a big heal coming out here.
Always a tough target to hit. I mean, especially with Bladestorm. The fact that he managed to pull out the classic, but still, onto the retake now, 4v2, onto site. Bane trying to stay hidden.
I mean, if I play, they got one, man. That flash is sick.
Flash forward and...
oh, pop of the razor. We're not messing about on this one.
Was that a misclick from Jit Boys?
Nah, it's just low money.
In a 3v1, are you really ripping the showstopper?
It's lower money, they want to try to keep it clean.
Thing that we're questioning, it's a little bit over-eager perhaps, but you know, I guess if you have it, just to secure the round.
I mean, look, I want to agree, but it just seems nonsensical to me.
It's just one of those things. We'll kind of table that for, you know, future moments. It's one, but especially with the fact that they're on defense, though. Like, the showstopper could have been so useful in like a retake or something. Not this one.
Dude, this duel is so stupid.
But other than that, still, the way that this starts, I think, is how we want to think about how Full Sense approaches it. Just so much force and aggression off of Primi alone. I mean, there's a lot of utility that comes back in over to Rubble as well. The fact that they were on a just like
an early timer,
pretty much Primi with the Bladestorm. that was pretty darn incredible, which means KRX will always have to play that with, potential in mind. There's always going to be
is it about the op?
I
think it's about the op. I think it's not about their play, it's about what they're going up against, I'm pretty sure.
So the next round up, unfortunately,
I think they're going to expect the op from B, and they'll go fast.
Strong ultimates.
C maybe, or A?
Maybe play around this round as much as possible, but you would imagine this timeout is meant for the next one.
Yeah, because they know they saved enough money for the op, and the fact that they're getting the op out in that first buy round as well.
Jeremy, obviously very, very experienced.
Pretty telling.
According to the interview that Full Sense did, they think he's a bit of a perfectionist.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
You think Full Sense is mid-rounding is mid?
It seems like Full
they're
Sense
mid-rounding?
is less scared of
Cruise
KRX
is pretty good.
What they are of Nongshim and PaperX.
He's
right?
a little inconsistent with his fragging.
Mechanical diff that they feel like maybe is in the server there against Nongshim and PaperX. That's words from their mouths, not mine, by the way.
But they're definitely a firepower team.
Whereas they're not as worried about that maybe against KRX, which is an interesting thought given how well Hyunmin has started this map, for example. He's been a mechanical diff in the server, I would say.
That is true. But I think that's always an interesting discussion about, how KRX or how they can fare off against, more mechanically well-tuned teams, perhaps, is the fact that KRX, especially with Termi as coach, they have to work off of, the system that they have put in place. It's a lot of drills, a lot of scripts as
what's
how
going
they
on right now.
Rounds. And if things
don't
go well, then they might kind of lose track of how the plan is meant to go. That said, though, I feel like KRX has also kind of gone through that slight evolution ever since.
You think Gen G will bounce back after the Neon nerf? They gotta change something, man.
And now it's, you're looking at guys like
they gotta put if Neon gets nerfed and they put Karen back on smokes and
maybe not that much
they either get Zinx back or they just make a change, then they'll be okay.
Brawls. I think that's what you expect from this team, and that's where they do their
something
best
has
as
to
well,
change over
that's
there.
Where Primi shines.
Yeah,
roles have to change, and
unlocking Primi has been
I mean,
very
Kite
much
isn't
the
good
key to
enough.
Success for Full Sense throughout the regular season so far. I mean, he's been, I mean, almost definitely the standout for Full Sense. I struggled to think of a bad map that he has had. You obviously felt like there was that 1-2 punch between Primi and Kahlua right at the start of the season. But
you think you could coach a team of Immortals for Ascension, mate? They would get annihilated. You think a bunch of Immortals could win Ascension?
To try to
mate,
pick up
Tier 2 is strong, bro.
Throughout the playoffs and see whether or not that's going to maybe be what Full Sense can use to sort of leapfrog their way to London. I know this is a team that has had some success qualifying to play internationally, but in terms of the results internationally, certainly haven't been quite on the same level of KRX. So it's it's kind of like another attempt here for Full Sense, which is a team that really feels like if they're at their peak, if they're hitting their level, definitely they can contest.
What do you mean they're immortal? Mate,
how often are they hitting
Tier 2 players would annihilate immortal players. What are you guys talking about?
It's all well and good to come in at the start of the season and look absolutely banger for 2-3 weeks and then, fumble the bag in playoffs or even qualify internationally and then just get absolutely domed.
You never know. I mean, welcome to the Quack and Elfish Guy podcast. A new one. I know you have your own.
What do you want to call it? Quacking guy?
Quacking guy.
Quacking guy? Quackish guy?
I have no idea.
El Quack guy?
El Quack. That sounds Spanish, Mexican? No, that's not us. Something about a pond, perhaps. Where you have elves and ducks and...
True.
No, that's terrible. But no, yeah, I mean, it's very interesting to think about it. I think talent might have.
What do you mean Tier 2 players are immortal? Mate, the good Tier 2 players that are in teams are all Radiant.
It's the Thai coaching staff.
If you guys think the Tier 2 players are immortal,
we've seen, I think, in the first 3
honestly explains a lot.
The teams that they played against, the way that Full Sense operated was incredibly, fast. I don't want to use the word abuse, but they really played with that waylay a lot, and that's where I think Primi did so much, because the way that he would, dash in, saturate, he's like thinking miles ahead of opponents, and he's always just able to get into that state where he's just fragging out. But as we saw, once waylay had that nerf or the patch change coming in, week 4 onwards, they didn't do so hot. Now they're changing up the compositions. Onto
the hell is a challenge, Paul?
Still doing pretty decent.
looking
but
for a
in that game
bug.
against like T1, for example, that's where players like Stacks on Pearl is able to
We have to
play
look at
spoiler to how
what went on.
wants to operate. And again, that's ultimately where all the planning falls
But you
apart.
know we're in playoffs if we're challenging rounds,
Thinking
man.
about
What went
something
on?
like today, especially with Double Duelist, the KRX composition, I'm not entirely sure. Gotta be honest. It's all very dependent on how well they're able to play around this composition, how well Primi and KIWOOM could go off, maybe even how well KRX has adapted to it. This is a challenge pause.
Yeah. There's conversation happening in the background, as far as I know.
Challenge of what, man? What the hell happened?
What do you think about the way forward? T1,
we had a normal round, no?
The team waiting for the winner, and Nongshim, the team waiting for the loser. That feels a pretty tough ask, even if Nongshim have been a little bit, let's say, up and down this season.
Yeah.
It's a nice way to say it. Still a scary prospect. If they click at the right time, you know, they could do some
Maybe
damage.
something at the beginning of the round?
Yeah, you can't fault that. That's definitely true. I mean, I feel like a KRX potentially against Nongshim would be a whole other thing, because you're never quite entirely sure how, you know, the Phoenixes can clash head to head. And then again, it's Francis on that Neon now that you're still thinking about. Obviously, I think form-wise, they just looked all out of sorts last week, so you're not entirely sure what it looks like. But for, I mean, KRX on the other hand,
something happened to the
just
Neon?
one slight misnomer against Paper X.
I mean,
Other
maybe
than that,
something
they've been,
happened to
quite flawless,
Freeing here,
looking
but I don't think so.
strong, even one of the first teams to adopt that Phoenix in our stage 1 of Pacific, where Hyunmin's just able to go, you know, round after round with run it back.
Well, the admins
So
got to look at it.
against a team like Nongshim, yeah, the power rankings are pretty clear, I think, for now.
Ivy, thanks so much for the 17 months. Thank you, appreciate that.
Going in pretty soon.
So you were wondering what a challenge pause is?
Yeah,
Question for this month. I know you're not a big Icebox fan, however,
for a challenge because they
thought
that full
it's
sets
one
might
of your
have used it
favorite
prohibited
maps.
action,
What would you do to fix
but
the
after
map?
the investigation
Mate,
from
I
the
don't
admin
think you
team,
can
it
fix
was found
Icebox.
that
I
there
think
was no abuse.
to fix
So
Icebox, it's
we
easier
will
to
be
put it in the
resuming
bin
at
and
the
start
stage
over
two score.
again.
So no harm, no
I
foul.
wonder what that could have been. Maybe some kind of way to work around the Vise wall or something, perhaps. But
yeah, I have no idea. Could be anything.
Either way,
Okay, referee's decided.
nothing found, so we'll keep on
No
going.
rollback.
KRX back on the attack, where they're not going to have that many guns this time around, but met with full force. Leviathan's going to back off while the rest of the team.
You said the same thing for Breeze? I don't think so.
Other paths
I don't think I did.
clash with KRX.
I would never put Icebox on the same level as Breeze. I'm not one of them.
C and B are clear.
Abyss,
What
sure.
are you really going to do in this round, though, if you're KRX? It's really on Hyunmin to open things up.
It's down to playing that passive style, right? Try to bait out full sense as much as possible, and that would be Primi right now. But also, if you're able to find headway into A site, why not?
Big luck over towards B. How early does it go?
Boombot will lead the charge, dark cover to provide a little bit of room to work. And plant goes down, which I think is a bit of a win, actually, as far as KRX are concerned. Anything can happen from here on out. You've got a deep lurk.
The late lurk right now.
So that could potentially come into play, but the real question is, what can Hyunmin do? And the answer is absolutely nothing. Taken down by Leviathan. Round is pretty much over as a result of that, and so full sense right back to their winning ways.
They would have really I love this little default the teams are doing at the moment, where they put the aggro wall over towards C.
Clearing out some forward space.
The aggro wall over towards C is really
Flash
nice.
coming in, and everyone just to trade off.
Forcing your team to actually
almost
default a little.
From Jit Boys. For full sense, 3-3, and they can carry forward with this momentum as well. I mean, if they continue to break KRX's economy, then this map would have really escaped KRX, which would make you worry, but for now it still looks rather even. Think about the upcoming round as to how KRX wants to approach it, because full sense is quite fond of taking a lot of forward space on the extremities of the map.
Big setup towards C. And I imagine that'll be where KRX are going to invest their resources. They've got a lot of them. TP forward as well from Marco. Try and take that space alongside the Boombot. Prowler's going to go through now as well. So that is a lot of util already used to try and push their way forward, KRX. They're not into C just yet, and they might not be getting into C, though the dark cover is not going to delay them for very long. KRX are just going to try and batter down the door. The show stop.
I mean, that Omen Flash got a lot here.
Going to land.
Got that ult out of them. It's the main thing. You would imagine there's too many ults for KRX to lose this.
Pieces of utility. Maybe bait out the Nightfall, but
why is the
setup works 1-for-1.
Why is my fade with fade ult planter?
Slow things down certainly. There's a TP in here from Marco just to try to get a bit of info. Has a little bit of a look. Doesn't see anything too concerning, but dark cover does go through, which will make for a bit more of a difficult attempt. Spike's not even planted though, so at this
Should we
point,
just go back?
Are wondering what's going on. They're trying to push for information. That's Jip Boy's there into B. He'll drop. Now the TP back over from Leviathan to A. The full sets are completely bamboozled. They've got no idea where KRX are going.
They completely moved away.
It's so tough. You just have to go for that full reset, try to work together as a trio. But in all that time, you have no idea where Hermes could be, and that's why they are so careful, tiptoeing all around this backside.
Can't hold this forever. That's the issue.
Just still trying to find this one lurker. Oh no.
Yeah, timing's perfect here for Hermes, isn't it? They can't keep watching behind them. Primi though.
Respect, man.
He knows. He's got a spider sense tingling. Brings back to 3-on-3. Bane, crucial here as the double swing comes through. Maybe there's a chance still for full sense. Ring will fall as well, and now it's down to Marco.
Damn, they win that. Really?
Primi finishes it off. Defuse will be gifted over to him as well for that extra ult
Primi's
stack.
very aware.
And full sense put together a really chaotic round. I like that a lot from them.
Yeah. So difficult to call around, and that's where I think the mid-rounding from, you know, when Cruz is gone, Primi, Killa, perhaps, the ones to be able to
I hate that the fade.
together.
I hate that the fade has to plant here.
No Hermes somewhere lurking
don't
around.
really get
Let's
that.
just still focus on the matter at hand.
3 ults, right? Into this round?
So
wait, they used Omen ult. 4 ults. 4 ults and they lost the round. Holy Jesus. That's
and that's where they are able to focus everything
wrecked.
down onto the matter. Next run up, and that's where it's KRX in a bit of a troublesome conundrum. All pistols, and just a judge for free, and they look to dump everything onto B site. Yeah, they're really not messing about, are they, KRX? This time, Hyunmin alone, isolated, by the way.
Mate.
Getting the job done.
What the hell are we doing?
Trying to salvage, and his head gets ripped off as well, and then it's Jip Boy's turn.
Anyone else want to go in on their own? Yeah, go on. All 1 by 1.
Losing their lives. One
Jesus
by
Christ.
One, the soldiers will fall.
We can't say the mid-teams in Pacific are better than the America's top 4 when we look like this. Because Jesus Christ. What am I watching?
I just gotta imagine Cruz is not too happy about that.
No.
More rounds like that, he might be the one growing, you know, gray hairs more so than Frost at some point. Really unfortunate. You could tell they got a little bit overeager, seeing that, oh, it's just one guy out of the wall. Let's go get him.
That was mental.
And then that one guy turns into 4 more, and you're feeding them on E1s now just to try to hold on to the op as much as possible. But it's rounds like these that, you know, Full Sense really needs to find consistency off of.
All right, well, how about we just give Premier Bladestorm? That'll be good. A few more kills on the back. Not too bad.
Well,
but again, obviously not going to be able to hold on to the op. 13-5 for Primi is the shining light of hope at the moment for Full Sense.
Holy, this was really bad from Full Sense, man.
He's charged up another ulti, so we'll see whether or not
that can make amends
for what happened in this round. It's just a real mess. Hyunmin getting that opening pick. As you say, it kind of just pulls that flood through, but it's not really fair to call it a flood. It's more of a trickle, really, from KRX.
No, it's awful.
Yeah. They go 1 by 1, and then you're just getting picked 1 by 1, and that round is, very poorly played by Full Sense. They need to look at that one and try to recover it.
At least they'll be able to.
They gave him a lot of guns as well, so the money gets good.
Back over onto an A rebel
at least killed some at the end, but
by the looks of things, as Primi will dash forward right into the
they have
arms
no
of Marco.
idea that he was out here.
Is there as well to dislodge
Holy,
Boys,
I mean, this just crumbled for Full Sense.
Full Sense are falling. This House of Cards
one mistake, just snowballs
apart pretty quickly.
into a nightmare.
Oh,
nice shot.
About it with the double. There's only so much you can do in a 2v5. Now it's onto Cruz with a 1v3. His position noted as well. Those shots onto Hermes will give it away. Spike plant goes down, swing in from Bane. And
very nice.
And it will go the way of KRX. So it's been a pretty pacey last couple of rounds.
Yeah, that would be the lead taken by KRX, however. Pacey as much as you would like, but if I think Full Sense are not quite able to play around this composition, that's where the problem starts to happen. You know, usually with the A Rebel fight, you would bank on a C's nade or something like that. But for this, it's a double duelist. Primi didn't have an operator. So why are we trying to position ourselves towards this spot where on the other side you would have nades being sent across?
Yeah,
you
they
would
definitely
have
need a
Mako trying to
timeout.
position off of the TP. It's really odd. It's not welcome. It's not what you want to have. And once you've lost footing
Primi at
over
least
this
has knives,
momentum, you don't have the op anymore. It's a little bit tougher, I think, for Full Sense to try to play aggressively around the defense.
He's still a KRX believer. I never was a KRX believer. I will say I have a lot more belief now that Hermes is back. I didn't like how Young really played, to be honest.
It's unfortunately not really
especially the chamber stuff.
Timeout coming in. I really want to think about.
I can get more on board with this. They're still awful with ults though, KRX.
I mean, are we trying to take C mound perhaps? Run it back around while KRX
Mr. Said Duck, thank you so much for the prime. I appreciate the 3 months. Thank you. And Jeff Allen as well with the 18 months.
It's a lonely job in
it kind of depends on the comp.
Booth today, as mentioned previously,
attack these days, slightly.
Today. And Sushi Boy is taking the reins solo.
Like a 7-5 on attack is like common.
Might not make for as ideal.
Jeff as well, thank you so much, mate.
For Full Sense, but they did say they could get it done. I think that was a quote from Cruz, and see whether or not that ends up being the case here, as Full Sense opt to go for a little bit of a forward play outside of C. You've got the Blade Storm out already for Primi, so they are obviously trying to make something happen in this round, but they've got their forces on the wrong side of the map.
It's just okay. They could potentially start to push out on a timing, but the thing is, KRX
I think Riot should allow betting sponsors in Valorant like CS. I think the new format,
it's a lot of trust.
You ain't going to get many non-partnered orgs unless you allow betting sponsors.
Goes down early on. All that utility is useless.
I think orgs will only make money, or it will be worth doing if they come like top 4 in their region, which you would imagine would be this partner teams.
In and out of the server.
So I think they would have to have that, yeah.
One-man army holding down the A site could maybe sneak out past that dark cover on the wall, and that
isn't it already loud? It's a weird spot at the moment.
He decides not to. Primi round the back, can't get the better of Hermes, who was watching for that lurk, and I think that was really what Full Sense needed to open this round up. Now they might just be cannon fodder, you would think, although that Sheriff has done some damage from Jip Boys, and there's a chance in here. Cruz, 2 shots, no hits. Mako getting the job done for the team now, and KRX again stabilizing another round. They will lose Mako for their trouble, but times are becoming a bit of a factor here, and Leviathan and Jip Boys don't have a lot to work with left.
Smokes is still alive.
Boombot as well, they might be able to get a half.
They got no util to clear this.
Leviathan holding it, will be dealt with, and Jip Boys down to 30 HP off the back of it. He will get that fade away onto freeing, but no more. 6-4.
Yeah, and you know those ults that they kind of messed up on that other round, they're back.
Maybe a little bit more so as well, unless this round means something. Primi pulling back out the operator. I mean, just looking at how it all plays out, it would be Mako into the pivot position towards the back end. He does get silenced by the nade at the very end, but just with how he's able to come in with a slight double kill really prevents Full Sense from getting into position for that retake. Slight consolation prize would also be Jit Boys onto another showstopper, so that could be something lovely for a potential retake.
Okay, Full Sense maybe needs last 2, at least one of them.
Knowing the potential threats on the other side of the map.
Once again, you got Primi pushing his way forward, but yeah, this time.
Let's see how DRX are with ults, man.
Much heftier defense towards
Primi locks them in. 3 people here. Wall goes up. If we flooded earlier, we should be definitely flooding now. Yaman did great to get him, to be honest.
That's exactly what it is for KRX. They have been stopped in their tracks on their way into B.
Steel Garden, though, and that's going to give them the spike plant. Primi and everyone just trying to surround them as much as possible, find the right timings to launch the retake.
What are we going to do? Open the door and then Primi takes jaw? Oh, he gave him a little heads up with that peek.
Onto Hermes, brings it back to a 4v2. Leviathan ensures that Mako can't see anything, and Primi again, he
pretty nice. 5's not too bad.
This guy is good. Full Sense 5. KRX at 6, 1 round left in the half.
Yeah, Primi's great. Let's not forget Jip Boys, though.
Oh, yeah.
Big showstopper.
Nice double.
Much more what you would have wanted to see in that previous round. We're just kind of running through the pages of the KRX strat book right now. 3 sides on the map, and they choose to end up back towards B. Quick on a dime, but that's one of those strats where if you're quick, yeah, but if you're not able to work off the spike plant more, Unfortunately, you're going off of poor map control, and that's where Full Sense are able to surround you. So big collision off of Paranoia and everything, and they're just able to come back in through fully. Once again, it's Full Sense trying to work off what has worked for them, and just see mount control with Primi on this op.
Oh, that's a really nice fade.
And this time they have an answer for it.
That might be the first time I've seen this fade.
Trying to put that pressure
on
back
top of the
Primi,
little ledge above,
Cruz
so
is there to
earlier.
assist, and so freeing goes a little bit too deep.
It's like a ledge above the ledge. I've not seen that.
TP all the way towards the back.
Nice shot, Jesus.
Out.
That's embarrassing. Not what you want after you TP deep in behind enemy lines. Marco showing him how it's done.
That was going to be
Gets
the
Cruz
ult.
in the back of the head. Flash doesn't quite connect onto Hyunmin, but spikes down, and Primi looking to get aggressive again. Just does not miss. And he's got another chance for one more. Prowler will unsettle him, but it doesn't matter.
Jesus,
He can
Primi.
do it with whatever you throw at him. 1v1. Primi, surely. Got to be on for it. Half.
Nicely done from Mako. I maybe say 7-5 is like the normal half, so.
7-5.
Dude, Primi with an op is looking really nice, though. I will say that.
7-5 now.
I mean, it's 7-5 favoring KRX with Primi going 17-8 or something like that. You can't ask for him to do much more.
A lot of those kills are because he was trying to save
kills. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I've got
he had a couple of save kills, but
big number could.
a couple of impacts.
I mean, I'm in that same line of thinking as well, man. But thinking about this round, though, they were such a good attempt with how he's able to dive back in, off to the shorty, picks up.
Okay, let me mute this one. Primi, yeah, he's good, man. I like that they're getting him an op early, for sure. The Young change? I mean, they pretty much just thought that they would have a better chance of winning without him. And with Hermes. You would imagine. KRX do this all the time, man. I've given up trying to work out why they do this stuff. Again, I think this was their better change out of all of the changes. They've done some questionable changes in the past. This one I can understand for sure. Jane with the Prime, appreciate the 17 mums. Thank you so much, mate. Appreciate that.
And that could be a little bit nerve-wracking for, you know, I guess a rookie, a 6-man, who was there in kickoff, but suddenly brought back in at this point in time, at playoffs, where if you lose twice, you're out of the bracket.
1-5 record against KRX in VCT Pacific is not a great track record for Cruz.
No, it's not a good record.
And look, I mean, it's early days, but KRX have got the lead, so on their way to making that a 1-6 record. Freeing, spotting a couple of players out towards Mound will just back up, and maybe you have to play for the retake here. There's no defense to be mounted on C.
What? The hard retake, and they use fade.
All the way back, go full retake.
Flash forward, Primi trying to get aggressive, overstays
yeah,
his welcome, though,
the Omen flash is a little late on that one.
At the top of the
Dude, if they'd timed that Omen flash better, he gets 3 kills.
In for one now as well. It is starting to fall apart for Full Sense, though. They pull it back. Shots in from Bane. A little bit of a whiff. With some
big
turn,
misses,
we'll
man.
and it's all on the shoulders of Marco. No util to work with here, and a headshot through.
Dude, how did they win this one?
We'll get the job done. Full
the
Sense
3v5 at its peak.
In the second half, and they remain
Run on site kind of went a little crazy.
That's secured.
1-1 on the pistols, though. We like that. Every game so far has been 1-1 on the
Full
pistols.
Sense needs. It's just really lovely to see that they're able to find that stability. Quick recognition off the spike lane, not seeing anyone else on site.
They were like 1 second away from this being a really clean round with that Omen flash.
Although Primi gets absolutely domed out towards the back of CT, Waterfall was what worked out a little bit better for them. The rest of the team still able to
the reaction, the push for water, yeah, this was good, man.
To go in for a staggered approach on the retake.
They saw at least 3 here.
Stuff. And they have to keep on with this momentum after the next round, trying to stream over again into the seaside.
Everyone in Pacific's pretty much doing
KRX
this.
standing around.
You buy 1 extra into it.
Primi.
Oops.
He doesn't know where to look. I don't even know how Primi's not got into the kill feed earlier. I was waiting for it for so long, but the
guy back at site was alive for so long
Primi
here.
even gets a shot through. That was madness. Either way, he still manages to find his 2 at the back of the round.
Jib Boys 2 away.
7-7 for Full Sense. They'll be happy with that as a conversion
So,
off the
at least
pistol.
in this round.
And also
in terms of the bonus, they need to try to get him an orb.
Buy up and really try to convert this bonus. Take this second half by the horns. I mean, just flying across, but you can tell That execute well rehearsed. The flash, the way that he's like spinning his crosshair all around just to check around the corners, and actually does spot out the guy towards the end. So the next one up now, and KRX might start to get a little bit proactive now that they have the guns to work with.
Are we starting to see less Viper at the moment? Yeah, it's a little bit of the neon stuff though.
Another fast play toward the C side. It is just getting absolutely battered, and there is so little to be seen on this side.
Dude, that's gonna look so weird on that POV.
And he's very happy to take advantage of that fact. Full sense.
Pistol into a bonus, you would imagine. Do these three even go for it? They know there's a judge out here as well. Jib Boys has his ult. Guys, what are we doing?
Freeing.
God, and then the Raze with ult swings as well.
Very tough retake.
That's scary. Do you want to pop ult to get the plant?
Jib Boys has the showstopper if required. Push comes to shove, but with Primi hitting the shots that he is, I don't really think it's going to be required. I reckon you just set him up to stand and deliver, and he is going to deliver. Might be on for another double here. There it is.
Very nice. Force him down to an eco as well.
Primi just, give him any number of targets and
he'll
deal with it accordingly.
So much? No, they want to fight people, man. Full sense love to fight people.
I think actually everybody but Pilski does. And look, I don't want to rub salt into
this must look so good from his POV. He eats the. Dude, he did incredibly well after eating that flash to do that.
Last place in the build dip, which, to be fair, he kind of has to. Like,
that
he has
first
to take
kill
a bit of a gamble now.
Potentially.
It's where he's at.
I tell you what, though, he's going to be pretty happy about his theory crafting, because he was absolutely right. Bang on, in fact. The shear wall was set up around C site, but
gets the outlaw out. Everyone can get one shot as well.
In with the judge, and somehow KRX are just not able to respond because of that flash from Cruz into sight. Suddenly now, though, taking things a little bit more slow.
I mean, how much space does he get? Because as we can see, fully left the site.
Out towards C site for now, having seen multiple executes towards this portion of the map. Full sense, however, it's Primi with an outlaw, and he's starting to clear out A site.
At one point, you would imagine Primi calls him back.
Ooh. There's a showstopper in there as well. It's good for just the one this time for Jib Boys, but he's still able to double down. Seems like any time
Jib Boys has had some lovely rounds back to back.
It's worth 2 kills in one way or another.
Oh, look at Primi. Seeing nothing on A site. He's just going to push a little bit deeper. His opponents all have
well, we can definitely call his team back.
One hit, one kill. KRX just trying to find the right rotations over.
Human drone has walked through the whole map.
No,
Bane again. What the hell?
It's okay, nobody saw it.
They're going back to C as well. He's walked all the way through A.
To thousands of people.
30 seconds left.
It happens.
It's rounds like that, or moments like that, that reminds you, VALORANT's a game. Enjoy it. Have fun. There's a lot of whimsy here.
I don't think there's much to enjoy about that if you're Bane.
It's silly at times, but nonetheless, the round was already decided when that
I still like how they handle this round. I would be so down for more teams to kind of handle, like, when you're snowballing like this, the 4th round, where it's like probably going to be Sheriffs, maybe a Bucky, I guess.
Don't imagine he's going to be able to do much off.
Should just get the outlaw and just use it like this. Human drone if you all have heavy armor.
No. Dark cover going to go through. Marco trying to isolate some angles, but it's not really going to be troubling Full Sense at all.
Just to die to the spike. Full Sense probably to exit through mounds. And once again, they've kind of done pretty well. Just recognizing, calling around it. Suddenly, KRX expecting the execute outside. They hold themselves
Money's
up.
Incredible.
While Primi just sees absolutely
getting up to full money.
Around
There's 4 of them at 8K.
Kind of informed how the round would play out as well. So very much in control of this second half so far. 4 in a row, just to give themselves that lead. KRX, of course, should be able to buy it back up.
Dude, the decision making there is insane.
And that's where you want to think about how Full Sense might approach.
That's how he reacts in that moment. It's so funny.
We have the timeout from Coach Termy.
KRX, dude, yeah, they gotta embrace some more shotguns, man.
It, right? It felt like KRX was pretty in command of this game. I mean, there was a couple of moments definitely for Full Sense in that first half, but 4 on the trot now. in the second half. Full Sense on the attack have been a real handful for KRX, and I have to say none of these rounds have even looked really competitive for KRX either. Yeah. They've kind of just been getting rolled in this second half, so that's where you definitely need to make an adaptation.
What's more impressive, 3 Masters wins, 2 Champs wins, or 1 Champs and a Master win? I mean, probably 2 Champ wins, just because you get 16 teams there, and you would imagine if it's year then year, then you would imagine there's different metas.
Switch up their pace on a dime. Like, suddenly you're seeing a Season 8 outside of 8. All right, Full Sense is just going to dive.
No meta really stays for like longer than 6 months these days.
So for KRX, I mean, what's the call? You go switch over to something a little bit more passive, more reactive? A little bit more trust in all the defensive setups that you could have with a Sheer and the Vise.
It's a bold call, actually.
Looks like it.
It's a 4-1 split, though.
Ooh. Yeah, well, we've seen a lot of C activations from Full Sense for the past few rounds, so I guess that's what it is, but Full Sense with a read over onto A.
Hermes just going to go back over to B, so dumps his util on C and then sort of anchoring the B side, but you've still very much got that set up over towards C, and you're right in saying that KRX might be expecting the offense in the direction of C. It's not going to prove to be the correct call this time around.
So, kind of recall as much of the util as possible, or not. Arc goes a little bit too far from Hermes. Everyone just to rotate over and try to shore up defense and stuff on A side as much as possible. But Full Sense still have the option.
Yeah, you can kind of understand
That's always a route.
Can kind of understand the Primi on Jet when he looks like this, to be fair.
To see who's nearby.
Has definitely prompted the response.
Problem is at one point, well, I guess Jet Boys can send it, but
ready to dash back out to safety. In fact, that's as if
sure. He overextended pretty heavy though.
Been not what he wanted out of that one, but it is starting to come back together for KRX. Jet Boys will fall. Flash
avoided. Man, as if he gets away with that.
He's doing it all himself. Can't get back out to safety, but
it's a good reply on this. They get their money very good. A lot of people surviving on this.
To step up here for KRX, get them back into the game.
Yeah, what are we thinking? Get rid of that attack off after watching that round?
If
they're not giving you picks like this, you just gotta accept that.
The whole team as well. This play was incredibly flashy and fun to watch. Dodges the flash, slides in across, gets the spree transfer down. But apart from that, it's just back to basics for the Korean team. Decent and full map control, working around, you know, information that you would have gathered
back to what was working.
Unfortunately separated from a team.
Dude, look how look at the minimap. KRX are literally like, well, I imagine they're just gonna spam C.
Still keeping numbers out towards this portion of the map. 3-1.
Start 3 there, and they give him a flash and fawns.
Still, you got to wonder if Freeing goes down there. How does that round look? Can't rely on a triple kill to win you the round every single time. Full Sense are going to default back to what's been working, and that has been the C hits, and this time they run right into Marco, who has actually been able to get the smoke down in main. Of course, a couple of players already out.
No way, Mako got an extra on 1 HP. Freeing doesn't kill. So only Mako got one on the 1 HP there. Nah, something's wrong there.
Close by is Hermes and Bane, however. Operator, though.
Oh, good kill.
Spike's not down just yet. So time's still working in the favor of KRX for the moment. Jet Boys just trying to maybe see if he can bait any shots out. We'll bait the push out here from KRX. Cruz. Awkward timing. Util in hand. Hermes goes forward but is traded back.
Does have his flash.
So now it's all on the shoulders of Cruz in the 1v1.
Very nice from Cruz on this.
Get another.
KRX are okay on money. They can still buy this.
Impressive. I mean, he was holding on to utility for
one has to take a hit, right? I think, and just use Neon ult probably.
He could have set up a flash to allow for
get him a shotgun.
But instead sets up the Thorns. Unfortunately, I think it was Jet Boys that dies. But instantly off of he's able to reposition out towards the back, and that's where he finds the headshot angle. I mean,
yeah, Yaman should have done a little better here.
Still, double duelist dives in, and although Mako was able to withstand that storm,
I think they both needed to do better on site, to be honest.
Still is where Full Sense comes out on top, and that's the name of their game.
Yeah, I think Full Sense in their heads a little bit. Showstopper. Uh-oh. I don't know that you're getting out of that one, Hyunmin.
They know he's here because
not back
he
up
opened
fast
this,
enough.
right?
Mako
Oh, what a flash.
Completely blind. Beautiful layering
that was beautiful
of the
flash.
paranoia. Perfect timing. And this round is a clean one by the looks of things for Full Sense.
Aid.
I might have spoken too soon, though.
Holy.
Jet Boys is
Sure, we're desperate.
Up the rope. That is overlooked by freeing. Jitboy's on for the ace right now. That's 4. And on for one more. Hermes can't stay it
very
off.
nice
The
from
ace
JitBoys. It's another round where KRX just have
on a rampage now.
weird ult usage.
I feel
again.
like that's one of those plays that kind of puts you into
I guess
the
they're trying to combo him. They're trying to
Hall of
fade ult
Fame.
into Neonaut, and he's just going to send it on them.
Pick up off Showstopper, and you just go
Were
further
they in the
and
right
further with it.
position,
I mean,
though?
we've seen players like
I'd have to
Jing
watch
do
it again.
just that. And this time, it's JitBoys, a guy who was put on Sentinel duty for a majority of his career, suddenly now the duelists in this meta. I mean, hiding right underneath off of heaven and being able to sneak up outside of that nightfall.
Dude, that Omen flash was lovely for him.
Timing onto it as well, but we
Whoa.
go back
They go
to
fast on this one. Primy again, he's allowed to farm them. He eats a nade. Instant reaction, not really there.
All right, reset.
Weren't really in
Still worked
position
out
to
for full
instant
sense.
react.
I was gonna say I'm getting a little bit worried now for KRX. You know, it sort of feels like they've run out of steam a little bit.
I mean, they could
Full
definitely
Sense
win
over
this
the line,
round.
doing whatever they want on this attack and kind of making it work.
Is the A orb still there?
Slow that momentum down a little bit. TP across and JitBoys trips the wall, but again, C is left open and Full Sense will be essentially given the site, given the plan, the push forward here from JitBoys. How does he deal with freeing on a line like that? 10 HP, survives the shot, backs away. Now we're back to 4 on 4.
Yeah, it's a big heal though.
Post plan though.
Maybe you plant Steel Garden, Showstopper.
I like this from Full Sense. They don't want to sit back and get wrecked by the Visor, so they go aggro.
Oh, TP back over to A.
He didn't see him.
Has
Full
Marco-
Sense gets to sneak into B site. Still though.
Are they going to go B or are they going to go A? They're going to keep going.
Oh.
Damn, they're gonna go all the way over towards A. It's kind of sick.
Well, that's pretty crafty.
Dude, where's the guy that's saying that they
Get
didn't
the
have good
spike
mid
down,
rounding?
actually.
Look at this
Wait, Are
one.
we going all the way back around? Hold on.
Nah,
Hold on.
surely not wrapping all the way back to C here.
Just JitBoys.
This is just trying to get a cheeky plan on A and have some real space held in toward the middle of the map.
This is incredible.
This will be a really tough rotate for KRX. Obviously, you've got Marco, you know, behind tree. It'll be an
God,
interesting
they got
position
double
for him to maybe
insert
play
for
this
the
from, but
rotate.
This setup from JitBoys should get at least one, if not maybe more than that, as he
JitBoys is looking
up a few
lovely.
heads.
Didn't he just use Showstopper like a couple rounds ago? He already has it again.
Literally last round, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Leviathan,
Oof.
easy clean up onto Marco. Yeah, Full Sense. They are just reading KRX like a book at the moment. Doesn't seem like KRX can
Yeah,
get
don't need to give him it.
avenue of attack back in. So it'll be 12 on the board for Full Sense and back them to close this map out pretty comfortably now.
Oh.
Only one round in defense.
Dude, I actually nearly got him.
KRX. Clear, glaring gaps with how this setup
There's
works
too many
against
ults
a
here,
double
surely.
duelist, especially of Full Sense's caliber.
4 goes at
JitBoys
it.
Just taking charge of round after round. Primy might have died earlier on with the C's nade being sent in, but instantly over onto C side, and even with the sheer wall, even with the thorns,
Yeah,
it all
he
gets
hit the
broken
outlaw
up.
tag and the other guy didn't even hit a bullet.
And we go back into it again where on their last legs of this map, at least, KRX tries to shore up their defenses over onto A site. A lot of trust once again over onto sheer
Full
wall.
pass and aggro again. Primy might get wrecked. Let's see how much Ita leads.
Well, this will be a brawl. Once again, Primy, though, this time able to get across. Doesn't matter. Freeing still deals with him. Marco as
Yeah,
well
he
onto
ate a lot
Leviathan.
here.
So these early hits towards A, towards the rubble, not really working out for Full Sense. They've had much more success with the fast plays in towards C. Going to try and recover it here, but that's not going to work at all. KRX just sweep them aside.
They lost Seekers.
I think back to the drawing
They
board
got a
for
Razor
Full
out
Sense.
of them.
They've tried the rubble fight a couple of rounds in a row. It hasn't really worked out as a initial hit. So maybe we see them change things up coming into this next round.
Possibly. I imagine they're quite happy with this one, though. I mean, even though they've lost a round, it's
Nade,
Showstopper
Tether,
out.
wall, TP to the left of the wall,
It's one less thing
and
to
then
worry
swing
about
at the
against
back once you've
KRX, where
isolated.
I
That's
think
pretty
it's just
nice, though.
Hermes with that Steel Garden now. Meanwhile, Full Sense sitting on 4 ultimates.
I like this from KRX as well. Are they going to nade Tether once more?
Rip the blade storm. And that's pretty much that. That's really all
Yeah.
you're going to need. I feel like the way the entries are coming through. JitBoys again. Primy does go down though for his trouble. These
Do they
A hits
consider
have
the
not been
Omen
good
ult?
for him, but JitBoys has just been absolutely fragging up a Storm Leviathan.
Holy.
Makes a
That
meal
is
of
not the
spray on
cleanest, but
bait.
they're still alive.
Back into a 3-on-3. Freeing's around the back.
Primy, yeah, Primy's praying that
It's another one of these
Cruz
weird
doesn't call to
rounds
take
that's
A
gonna be
main
very much
control
decided
again
by
and
the
aggro.
mid-round decisions.
He's been wrecked every single
Seemingly
time.
chaotic, but
like, please, let's just pop
feels
C.
as though the call for full sense would be to just stick together as much as possible and try to pull something up.
Spike just chilling.
I'm a little bit worried, yes. KIWOOM doesn't see much else, so heads back over
KRX group up. They gotta be proactive. Spike is alone right now.
Hang around here for too long with the Spike. If this push comes through from KRX and they pick up KIWOOM, that would be criminal. They don't, in the end, elect to push any further, though. That Prowler is starting to clear things out.
What is this going to be? One pass and fake over towards C?
Rotate coming back from KIWOOM, though. Meanwhile, Jitboy's still walking his way out C. This is awkward. And it all comes down to the shots. It's going to go the way of full sense. That might just be the map in a couple of bullets.
Certainly would have
Considering
to be.
that the time is low.
KIWOOM goes down, at least
I mean,
there's still Jitboys all the way
can
towards
play
the back,
B,
and they're choosing with the B as their destination.
Yeah, freeing.
Yeah, and it's going to Visor once he gets close as well.
But still going to be watched for and now spotted out. Has to try and make it happen. Flash.
Visor.
Disrupt him a little bit. It's not the cleanest of kills, but it is at least one that gives him the chance in this round. Oh, what a shot! Straight through the fast lane, gets the better of KIWOOM. Is it maybe still possible here for KRX? Surely not with a line like that from Jitboys, who shuts it down.
I mean, nicely done from full sense. KRX is still struggling from the same thing where they're just so bad with their ults, man.
You saw a little bit of back and forth, but onto this second half.
Like, if this game was CS, this team would be great, man. Ults are so important in this game that it's such a vital thing to be bad at.
They're just going all around the